Welcome back. Consumers haven't felt this good about the economy since 2021, and that's our 360 round, looking at consumer trends, how they're feeling. Got our consumer sentiment numbers, all this economic data to focus on. Eddie Yoon's with us, founder of Eddie Would Grow, co-founder and category Pirates, and Jen Rogers-Kniffen, CEO J. Rogers-Kniffen WWE. Good to see you both. Jen Rogers-Kniffen, as we went into the holiday season, you remained optimistic, even more optimistic than most. And we found that people were, in fact, shopping. They were going in person. They were doing online. Sentiment, we got our print this morning, also on the rise. What's your outlook here? And are you worried about the credit card debt?
No, I'm not that worried about it because their ability to pay back is still about what it was in 2019. Yeah, we always worry about the credit card debt, but I don't think the buy now, pay later or the credit cards are going to slow the consumer down as long as they have a job. And you saw the jobs number or the unemployment number. It was very, very low on the number of claims that came in for the week. And it was still really low on continuing claims. So if that's what jobs look like right now, we shouldn't be too concerned about the consumer. I do think that I am a little worried coming through the next half of the year only because deflation has set in goods, and that makes it hard to drive your top line. But that's good for the consumer. It's not bad for the consumer.
Understood. And I just on your channel checks, Jen, what's working as far as stores or where consumers are spending money mostly?
Well, we saw it in the fourth quarter, right? Apparel actually did well, and cosmetics was off the charts. And sporting goods, surprisingly, was also strong. But when they released these last numbers, I think out of the 13 categories, only 3 weren't strong. So we really had a pretty good holiday selling season. NRF pegged it at 3.8% in their numbers. I had been using 4. Most of the world was using 2.5 or 3.5. But anything over 3.5 was going to be very strong. So we've got great numbers coming through as people get ready to release earnings.
Yeah. Eddie, people are feeling good. You actually point to spa, health and wellness as part of the strength, but these consumers are really resilient and have helped to keep everything afloat, haven't they? Tell me more about your outlook and why you feel the way you do.
Yeah, I feel good about it. I think we're going to feel a little bit of growing pains as the nature of impulse shopping changes from what it used to be going into Target or a physical store and just kind of picking up stuff that you weren't planning on picking up. And that's shifting much more in a couple of ways. One, it's more online and even in social commerce. And you're seeing that 24% of consumers have bought a new branded product through social media, which is quite different and new than beforehand. That's a report from Capgemini. And the number is even higher for Gen Z. It's at 46%. And so YouTube and TikTok being the dominant form. So you're going to see impulse spending shifting from online or offline to offline in some of these social media channels. And then in particular, I think as was pointed out earlier, this whole idea of cosmetics and athletic gear being off the charts is there's a lot of spending being shifted around what we're calling the new health economy. So this is a blend of wellness and health and beauty, in particular around the face. And so you're seeing quite a bit of categories that are doing quite well as the consumer is saying like, yeah, I would love to spend on how it makes me feel or how it makes me look. We've seen Warby Parker's sales up 50% in the last 6 weeks of the year, which is both a blend of healthcare and aesthetics. Sally Beauty up 11% in that same time period. And we're seeing many other categories in that space do quite well because the consumer is going to spend what they want to look good and feel good.
Yeah. And Jan, you always have some names that are picks or stores that you think may fare better than others. Give us a winner and a loser in your mind, Jan.
I will, and I 100% agree with what I just heard regarding where the consumer is going. That's one reason I really like Ulta because, of course, they continue to really drive the business from the point of view of cosmetics. But I also like the apparel companies. If you're an apparel manufacturer, I still like Tapestry, even though they're going through trying to get the merger done. I still like Lulu. I still like Ralph Lauren. I still like Levi. I like that whole side of the business that's going to be branded product coming through the rest of the year because I think the consumer is going to see apparel and things like that look relatively cheaper compared to experiences because experiences are still inflating at about 3 to 4%. And all those other things I just named are deflating coming through 2024.
So is that the loser, experiences?
I don't think they're a loser. I just think that their relative attraction is going to be more expensive than it has been. I still think that's where the consumer wants to be, but the consumer goes where they think they get a deal. So I think we're going to see some trend back toward goods. But no, I think experiences are still hot. They're just expensive.
Yeah. Right. Final quick thought, Eddie Yoon, as you noted, a lot of people shopping now online, even using TikTok, and Instagram bombards you with buy this and buy that. Final thoughts, Eddie, quickly?
Yeah, I think to this point, top line will be good on apparel. Has had a rough couple of years during COVID, and so there should be a bounce back with it. I do think the part that I'm excited about for on the experience side is I expect top line and bottom line to be strong. Part of the challenge with apparel, it's a tough business, and when more buying is online and on social media, you're going to see returns, which is the bane of EBITDA for retail and apparel companies and the like. So the good part about experiences is that there's tremendous pricing power and you can't return it. So it's a great business to be in. And I expect more companies to invest in that area and more consumers to follow along with their spending as well.
Great to see you both. Thank you so much. Eddie Yoon, Eddie Woodgrow, and Jen Rogers Kniffen, J. Rogers Kniffen, WWE. Thank you.